All right, hello everyone. Here we are, back for hole number 1 of the Master Tournament. And not really sure what I want to do off the top of my head. I know the one thing that's missing from the guide that I have is a shot that goes out towards the right-hand side and gets down there quite a ways. So that's what I'd like to do, because I think, especially with the way that the wind angle is, it might be the best way for this hole. And there's probably going to be a variety of ways to do it. You can use a power 4 ball with, 1 resistance, or 2 wind resistance, or technically probably 3 wind resistance. But the longer you get it down there, the better. So right now I put on a berserker ball, and that's kind of what I'm inclined to try to get it down there as far as possible to make the pitch that much easier. The only drawback is I'm not going to have as much wind resistance to stop the ball. So let's take a look here. 13 miles per hour. The other added benefit, I would imagine that this is going to land over the bunker, which is going to keep it out of play. The ball should roll much longer and hopefully stay straight out of that rough. But being in the back rough isn't necessarily the worst shot either. So let's just take a look at what this looks like. So if you get it too right, I wouldn't fret too. Ooh, wow. So that's still very, very close to the bunker. But you'll see that we should be down here, hopefully, a lot farther. It should be a very straight wind. The only thing to think about is the fact that you might have to play an overplay down this hill. And of course, that bunker is going to be very in play. You can see I barely missed it, even with the berserker. As I mentioned, it might be beneficial to potentially miss right. If you miss right, you probably get in the rough there. And if you're in the right rough, you probably have a nice angle into the hole. Plus, you'll also have that lower trajectory in the that lower trajectory with the rough might make the pitch just a little bit easier. So I'm towards mid club here. I'm gonna still, let me take a look at this. It might not be that downhill. So thinking kind of about 2 backspin here, kind of like this. I might just use maybe 7 rings here, see what this looks like. Maybe just a little bit more than 7. Let's just go 8. Of course, I hit a great ball, so it's probably not going to matter. There you can see that it shoots off to the left, but you can see when you can get down there that far, that pitch is going to be a lot more manageable. So, I am really inclined to kind of get it down there as far as possible. And you can see with the angle how straight it is. If you can avoid the sand, if you can get it down there, it might be a relatively good way to approach this one. Might just take, some practice on that drive, and also definitely probably a lucky bounce to try to make sure that it doesn't, because it seems to hit a downslope and come in very low. So if you can somehow get it to not hit so much of the downslope, it should springboard over the bunker. And the hardest thing about when you leave it closer to the tree line is being able to stop the ball and being able to still have, enough momentum to kind of get it to roll out. So you can really, you could see I probably used about 8 rings there. It was pretty close to my max adjustment, and it looked like perfect speed. So that means that if, I do this a couple more times, I can probably start to get it relatively dialed in, as long as I can get it to, kind of a 20, 15, 20 yard window. I should be able to, kind of say, oh, well, this one I can go 7 rings, this one will go 8, and, start to get dialed in on that. So it might be worth looking into. As I mentioned, if you can maybe get away with a gear ball, for instance, the new Alden ball might be a really good option there to try to go about doing that. So good luck with that hole, guys, and I will see you guys on the next one.